Welcome to another video. This time we will leave the acro a little bit to the side and we'll focus now on something new for me, and that's cross country. Yes, I dedicated some time to learn this new skill, and let me show you what I learned. This is the spot I chose. This is called Santa Amaro near Florianopolis. The takeoff is facing north. Most of the times, due to the orientation of the valley, we have some northeastern winds. So we take off at around 650 meters above sea level. Right in front of the takeoff, there's a ridge line that follows with a lower peak. In the beginning, I was pretty impatient and I didn't get the thermal till the end. I didn't ride it out to the top, and that was one of my mistakes. I thought like I could get some altitude and like in race mode just follow to the next thermal, and most of the times when I was impatient like this, I just bombed out. Catch the thermal, hold on to it, ride it to the top, and then go ahead and follow your plan. And that's already the second point. Have a plan. Decide where you want to go. What are the possible trigger points where you can possibly catch a thermal. Also learn where are your emergency landing spots. So here we can see above this ridge on my right, actually there are no formations above. Behind that ridge, where the mountains are way higher, I can see the clouds are really nice. And here on the left I can see there are some formations, but it looks like it's dissipating. Now you can see the thermals got weaker and weaker, and I think I was flying without a vario, so it was really difficult to catch the weak stuff. But then I saw this huge smoke column, and I thought, hey, I saw this in a video of Felix Rodriguez going inside this huge fire. And yeah, I tried it, but I arrived a bit too low, and unfortunately I wasn't able to make it. But in my mind it looked like a trigger. If I would be a bit higher and I would be able maybe to move a bit more downwind, might have been possible to get up. Soon I realized it wasn't climbing, so I gave up quickly. While you're still in the air, and if it's possible, believe it until the end. So if the conditions are allowing it and there are good cycles of thermals, believe it, you might go up again. Yeah, so didn't work. The next day though, I brought my vario and the formations are really good, and it was kind of converging inside this venturi, and it was really easy to get altitude. As you can see now at this ridge line on my right, you can see the formations are pretty nice, looking good, but I'm pretty downwind of them. And I didn't reach the top of the mountains, and suddenly died a bit. But I saw above the smoke, I saw this cloud forming, and I thought, yeah, maybe if I push a bit against the wind, I might reach it downwind of the smoke. And surely I was able to climb, and the vario was showing me it was pretty good climb. Not strong, but it was consistent. But also look, behind the sky is pretty blue and it's not forming anymore. The next thing I learned was to play like chess. Be aware of the next two steps ahead. I need to think about what's in reach of my glide, and also I need to be aware of what's behind the next thermal. You know what I mean? If I feel like moving ahead seems impossible, sometimes it's better to take a step back and stay where you are, make the most of it, and maybe adapt your plans, you know, have a plan A and a plan B and maybe even a plan C. Another thing that I learned from the top pilots like Kriegel Maurer is to have modes. So basically for me I have 4 modes: takeoff mode, best glide, thermaling mode, and landing. Depending on the situation, I switch between those and I try to focus 100% on each mode. This is the last day. Here you can see I'm flying with my homemade pod harness. If you didn't see the video, click the description card up there somewhere. So here you can see this little mountain in front of the takeoff. Another thing I learned was get as much altitude to be able to fly over the peaks of the mountains, to always take advantage of the convergence of both sides of the mountain. A few moments later I crossed to the other mountain to the right, but now you can see that the sky is a bit more cloudy and it's shaded and the thermals were getting weaker and weaker, so I moved in the direction of the landing. And I said, I will try to stay as long as possible in the air, and every little bubble I was able to take, I was catching and holding on to it until it faded. And yeah, so in the direction of the landing zone, let me play a bit with the Enzo. I did a stall, parachuto, and the right brake line slipped from my hand, but I was still able to spin it in a heli. Yeah, a few rounds, it's really unstable, but it's okay. And now to the left, I think one of my lines broke, and you can see the tip collapsing on the left. Yeah, so I had to go to landing like this, and I was inspired by a few videos from a Swiss guy. I will link his channel here in the description down below, so you check it out. He makes this type of videos where he's narrating and has those insanely beautiful time lapses. I wanted to learn how to do cross country, so I hope you like it. Leave a like down below, comment the video, and see you on the next video.